What is up, people? In this video we're talking about the next step in my training. We're going to be talking about my training plan, what I'm going to be training for, and all that sort of stuff. But before all that, being young Toby here, I've got to get to the pub. Not a very good start to this week. We came out full geared up because it's meant to rain, but we're melting. But lucky enough, Toad bought his backpack thing.
Oh, there's some weight training.
So look, have a look. It looks like a parachute. Right, come on, Toad. Let's carry on. Right, actually, I'll tell you what, stop here, Secto. Now, some of you guys, when I talk about the canal towpath, I wanted to show you today what I mean about the way it wrecks the shoes and all that sort of stuff. So look, can you see? So this is the sort of stuff, when I'm saying about the canal towpath, this is what I'm running on a lot of the time. So it's like a mixture of stones and gravel. And then you obviously got grass, forget this bit, but look, again, see the towpaths along here. So we've got this like gravelly surface mixed with, we've got normal, oh, there's a cyclist coming, I'll get out of his way. Sorry, bruv, go on. Mixed with like tarmac as well, plus like bridges and all that sort of stuff. But I wanted to show you today because some of you guys were asking about it. But you can see why, if you're wearing like a pair of shoes, Toad, this just wears them out, doesn't it? I mean, Toby will tell you, like on his shoes, it really does grind. It's like sandpaper, and if you've got a sensitive midsole on some of the shoes, it can really take it out. And obviously then in the winter, then it's like a, well, it's just like a bath down here in terms of mud and stuff. But yeah, so I wanted to show you that today in this week's vlog, because some of you guys are asking. But look, you think that on the shoes, going out and running. So there you go. There's the canal towpath. I mean, you see most of it in the B-roll, but I wanted to show you the actual surface. Well, what distance we got?
Just hit 5.
So we've just done 5 miles and we're arguing about the route as usual, people. And while we're arguing, I might as well tell the people on YouTube what we're talking about today. And that is, we're talking about the next step. For me, and a little bit from Toby, we're talking to him about it as well, in terms of training. So, hopefully you saw the video last week, where we was out and about, and by the way, apologies if it's a little bit breezy on the camera, it's windy. We're running into the wind along this section, but yeah, we're talking, last week was a bit of a just get out and run, but this week we kind of refocused on what's next. So I sat down this week and I did myself a little training plan. Wow. Yeah, but then that'll come out later. Right, anyway, where was I? As always, make sure you check into the Long Run on Clubhouse, and you can probably listen to some of this sort of nonsense that we're talking about, because what we talk about here is what we talk about on the Long Run on Clubhouse. Check it out, 40 Runs Running Club, every Friday, 7 PM. Hello, you all right? On Clubhouse. Anyway, totally off piste again, Toby. So, we've got the Dorney Marathon on October the 3rd, which is the same as the London Marathon. We're doing the virtual London and we're doing Dorney. Now, training for that begins on June the 14th, week of June the 14th. I worked it out, got me out a calculator out, Toby. You'll be impressed, and diary, and I sorted out that we're meant to be running, start training for that on June the 14th, and we'll come on to that. We'll do videos about the training for that and what's going to be involved. But the important thing, oh, hold tight, there's someone coming across the bridge, but the important thing about that is that I'm going to be going for 3:45, and Toast is going to be going for 3 hours. 3 hours? Yeah, you thought about it. No, what, 3.5 probably?
3.5, 3:45.
Yeah, it easy do that. It easy do it. Anyway, but we'll come on to the training plan for that. So it did leave us with like about 12 weeks, and it 12 weeks to sort of see what we can do and what we can come up with. So I'll put this plan together, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it once we cross this bridge. Let's go. So 12-week plan. Now you can get this plan of mine online. It's on the 40 Runs website. It's all my plans. I put them up and you can get it yourself. But it's called the next step because I want to build a base to be able to then go and try and attack that 3:45, which I'm now after dawning quite confident that I can do. We're on Toby's Bridge, by the way. This is called Toby's Bridge because when we do rock up and run, he marshals from this point. So there's Toby's Bridge. Anyway, so 12 weeks I've got in terms of plan. And what I did was I looked at what I need in terms of distances, but also sort of pace work and where I want to put efforts in along the way. So what I've tried to focus on, if I can speak English, is real sort of set effort levels. So a little bit more sort of regimented on the effort levels instead of, you know, going out and doing, right, I'm going to run X, Y, and Z. It's more about the effort level. So I've got in my, now it's a 5-run week, but actually I'll probably end up doing 6 because there is a section in there for cardio and stuff like that, and with the restrictions about gyms and stuff like that, I don't know what I can and can't do. So until I can get into a pool, I'm going to carry on. I'll use that sort of strength training cardio and try and maybe stick another run in or something like that. Anyway, whenever I start filming toe, it gets windy. But anyway, so I've got low efforts, you know, and they're about between 3 to 5 mile runs. So, you know, just easy pace. Go out there, ring up Billy, annoy him, or maybe ring Alan as well because it annoys him. But just medium, low efforts, basically dovetailed in the week, including a recovery run. Then I've got a high effort, which is my sort of speed work, hill work, which will involve probably a little bit more interval work this time round in this block of 12, in this 12-week block, because the training plan I did before my marathon training plan, I did more sort of fartlek work, but I want to kind of work a little bit on intervals, so when I go into the marathon plan, I can do less of them and focus more on that sort of, you know, those progressive runs, that sort of stuff. So the high efforts will be hill intervals, but also hill sprints using sort of basically intervals up and down the hills. So that's the sort of high efforts. Then the medium efforts will be on the weekends pretty much. I'll chuck one in the week, which will most likely be a slightly longer run in the week. Hold tight, big van came past. Always when I film time. So the medium effort will probably be just like, I don't know, 6 miles, easy out, tough back, something like that. But overall it's a medium effort. And then the medium efforts on the weekend will be the long runs. And the long runs will top out at 16 miles, but will be on that sort of revolving system that we had for when we did marathon training last. So when I mean rolling long runs, basically what we did before was we was doing like 16, 18, 20, weren't we, Toe?
Yeah.
And then we would then we'd have a down week, so we'd go up the trails or whatever. We'd go 16, 18, 20, but the second rotation, we would then chuck speed into those runs. So we'd do, I don't know, half of it at goal pace on the way back, or if you end up with Russell, you end up doing the first 10 miles at more than goal pace, all that sort of stuff. But basically, I'm going to do that over the next 12 weeks, but it'll be like, I don't think it's like 10, 13, 16, something along them lines with a slight deviation. It might be 10, 14, 16. But basically, the idea is to roll through that distance on a sort of system and just keep ticking it over, going up, coming down, going up, coming up, down. But the variation will be more in the pace. So running at those sort of goal paces, but also harder than goal pace. So we can even throw in, because it's short of distance like 5k pace,
We can be wrestled.
yeah, we can get rustled, which is basically running faster than you need to over a long run. But yeah, we'll chuck like 5k pace in it. Like, for example, today, I know when we get to the pub on the way back, we'll gun it. We can't help ourselves. And that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. So mixing it up, but that's still technically a medium effort. So that's what I'm doing. Obviously recovery is important. I'm going to try and do a lot of stretching because I can still feel those 26 miles in my legs even now. But more importantly, what about you, Tobe? Because obviously, Tobe, we want to go a lot faster than me. What's the aim between now and marathon training, bruv?
5Ks, 10Ks, I think I'm going to start concentrating on.
So speed.
Speed, yeah, exactly. Get those short distance, try and set a few new PBs.
What about, oh, have a look at this, look, have a look, hold tight, look. Oh. Go on, mate, all right?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Tobe, go on.
Yeah, try and, you know, hopefully part runs me back. Try and smash out a few 5Ks there.
What about,
People to chase.
how many times a week do you run?
4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Needs to be, but it's not, you know, without a plan. I don't seem to have much structure in it. So.
Okay, so you're just going to wing it?
Yeah, but also try and put in a few more interval sessions.
Yeah, so like me, basically. Yeah.
A bit more rather than just heading out and doing what you feel.
And running as fast as you can. Yeah, I think that's somewhere where we both got a sort of aim at. I mean, we could actually, we're lucky the fact that where we coach on a Tuesday and Wednesday, we'd almost do the sessions that we do for the guys, couldn't we? Anyway, it's a bit cheating, but that's the sort of thing. Just try and, yeah, get that sort of real speed into those legs before we hit marathon training. You excited for marathon training? He loves marathon training.
And what more hills in it?
No, more hills. He's obsessed with hills. It's just mental. Oh look, we made it to the pub, people. Made it to the pub. Look at the blossom. Look, beautiful, isn't it? So, this is it, the pub, the Jolly Fisherman. If you're ever in St Margaret's, go in there, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome, Tobe. So that's it, bruv. I'm step we watch. Made it to the pub, done well. We've got to run back, we'll be probably about 11 miles in the end, isn't it?
Close on, yeah.
Close on to 11 miles, but look at this blossom, people. Now, I know I'm a bit of a sentimental old thing, but I do think that is pretty stunning. Woo! Come on in, Tobe. Let's get this run finished. We'll catch you guys next week.